Canelo promoter Oscar De La Hoya said Canelo will end up fighting Gennady Golovkin in a third fight when he wants to. Stay tuned. Boxingego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing if you want to become part of the gang. Notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. Shout out to TMZ Sports. Link is in the description. They have an interview with Oscar De La Hoya. Now, funny thing is, I've talked about this on social media. It doesn't feel like a Canelo fight week. You know, this is his first fight with the new venture with DAZN. It's a streaming app. They don't have like a linear network channel. And it just feels kind of quiet for Canelo fight week. I think it's a culmination of different things. The opponent choice. Rocky Fielding is not like really a heralded name in America. Hasn't really fought in America that I can remember or been established here, you know. And that on top of the fact that I think promotion could have been better. But even TMZ, when they're asking Oscar De La Hoya, they said no offense, but nobody really expects Canelo to lose this fight. That's how they opened this interview. Again, link is in the description. Anyway, Oscar De La Hoya speaking with TMZ, and a lot of people were questioning because on BoxRec it said at a point that Golden Boy had the T-Mobile on reserve May 4th, 2019, and it says by Golden Boy and Triple G Promotions. So people are like, oh shit, okay, so the rematch is scheduled. And Oscar De La Hoya clarified that. He says, quote, I haven't even spoke to Gennady Golovkin. I haven't even spoke to his handlers. I have that date for Canelo and that's it. He says, is he gonna fight Triple G again? Yeah, whenever we say he's gonna fight him again. We call the shots now. Canelo beat him, so if he's gonna fight him, it's gonna be when we say. Right? Oscar said there are other fighters in the mix for Canelo as well, including Daniel Jacobs, Billy Joe Saunders, and the Charlos brothers. He says they're all going to get it. Oscar says that Canelo fights the best. First up is Rocky Fielding, and he expects a knockout. You know, so my thoughts are this. We got to wait and see. You know, we heard promoters, you know, after the Takam fight, Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn said that in 2018 they were going to fight Deontay Wilder, Joseph Parker, and Tyson Fury. Meanwhile, Wilder and Fury fought, and Joshua fought one out of the three people they listed and had failed negotiations with Wilder. So I gotta see it. Seeing is believing. You know, De La Hoya, I could see him fighting Triple G for sure. But as far as the other people he mentioned, like Billy Joe Saunders, who has some foot speed, he just got added to the Carl Frampton card. He's not allowed to fight in the UK as of right now, but I guess he's not allowed to fight in the USA as of right now, but I guess he can fight in the UK. So he's coming back. Jacobs is going to be ringside. I made a video about that. You know, we got to see. Jacobs, Saunders, and Charlo brothers, I would prefer all of those fights over a Triple G immediate rematch in May, you know. And the bad thing about it is this, with this whole DAZN deal, is they're paying Canelo a lot of money. And, you know, they might be selective in what matches they make because it's a business at the end of the day, at least for the people who front the money. You know, they have to keep the stocks high of the person that's getting that much money. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense. So I could see them making a Triple G third fight because the first fight was a draw. The second fight, you know, Canelo did much better and fought a different style. So I could see them making that just based on the fact of they think that's going to be this huge money fight. And it's at least a style where Canelo has sparred with Triple G in the past and he has 24 rounds in the can with Triple G. But is that the right move for boxing? You know, is that fair? Should Daniel Jacobs, who just fought 4 undefeated fighters, arguably beating 4, you know, he beat at least 3 of them on paper. He's a champion now. What about that unification? Golovkin has no belt. So even if Golovkin goes to DAZN, you know, why do we have to see the trilogy right now? You know, and boxing is getting crazy with this type of stuff. It's like guys, you know, based on what they feel is the best business move in business sense, you know, I could see them making a Triple G fight before a Jamal Charlo fight because Charlo's dangerous. Canelo's not familiar with his style. Charlos bigger and taller than Canelo, definitely, and even Triple G, with a different style. You know, athletic African-American fighter, very good jab himself, power, confidence, you know, and he's on another network in terms of promotionally. So are they really going to push for that fight, or are they going to put Canelo in there with somebody he's already familiar with, despite him, you know, what happened to fighters losing and having to climb back up the ladder? You know, like when Luis Ortiz, he had a great fight with Deontay Wilder, came up short, you know, but nobody was in a rush to give him the Dillian White fight, to give him another title shot with Anthony Joshua, the other champion. You know, he has to climb back up the ladder. And this is what happens when, you know, the business side of things interact. So Triple G, you know, if they make that fight in May, Canelo and Triple G, a trilogy fight, they're going to just advertise it, oh, it's the biggest fight that could be made, blah, blah, blah. Triple G doesn't have a belt anymore, you know? So how's he get to skip back in the line? He didn't have a rematch clause either, his way. There was a one-way rematch clause for Canelo only. So, you know, if they fight him in May, I'm going to be disappointed, because the other thing with that rivalry is they can take in-between fights that make sense, that don't have anything to do with each other, and then fight each other later down the line. You know, even if Canelo and Triple G fought later and there were no titles at stake, you know, you could still make that fight. But we need to start seeing some unifications, especially since, you know, Canelo's in somewhat of a glamour division now. Like, people are paying attention to the middleweights. There's a lot of good talent, like Demetrius Andrade, champion. Danny Jacobs, a deserving champion. You know, Billy Joe Saunders, former champion. He failed a drug test. He has his reasoning why, you know, but he had some pretty good performances. Andy Lee and David Lemieux, a Golden Boy fighter, you know. So once he serves his suspension, you know, stylistically, that's a difficult fight for Canelo, you know, just because he boxes and moves very well on his feet. So, you know, we need to get to the, like, good stylistic matches, not just this fights like Rocky Fielding where we know what's going to happen, or someone he's familiar with. You know, that's not the name of the game, is to carefully plan and strategize and try to put him in with who you think he has the best odds. Canelo's a good fighter. Let's see him up against Jacobs, a fresh face, Andrade, Saunders, you know, definitely Jamal Charlo. It's just my 2 cents. Let me know what you guys think. Triple G, the third fight. And the other thing is, you know, for me, I got to say this. It's kind of sad for Gennady Golovkin, because he spent the latter, you know, last few years, he used to fight actively, like 3 times a year, maybe 4 times a year. And he spent the latter part of his career, like the last couple of years, really just chasing Canelo, chasing, couldn't get the fight in 2016. You're showing up at his fights with Amir Khan and, you know, calling him out and, hey, no, give him my belt. Yeah, guys, respect, I respect, you know, all this. And couldn't get the whole fight in 2016. They were trying to give you a 15 mil flat. And, you know, you just stagnating your whole career waiting for him. Then you fight him. You feel you got robbed, and then you pursue him again. Then you schedule a Canelo Triple G 2 for May. He fails a drug test with 2 drug tests with clenbuterol in his system. And then you say you want to fight on that day. You don't want to take a risky fight. So you take Vanes Matarosen, coming off a 2-year layoff, a loss to Edislani Lara, move him up from 154 to 160. He has 3 weeks to prepare, you know, and then you knock him out. Easy work, like everyone expected, based on all things considered. You know, and you lose your IBF belt because you didn't fight Derevyanchenko instead. Then you fight Canelo again, lose, you know. So, you know, I'm kind of over Canelo Triple G, you know, for the time being. I think they can link up in the future, but to me, I just think that Triple G's kind of stagnated his career. He's to the point where now he's a 2, you know, and this is the fake part about a lot of the boxing media and boxing fans. When PBC fighters fight 2 times a year, they say, oh, this guy is inactive. PBC needs to get this guy more active. Golovkin used to fight 3-4 times a year. Now he's fighting 2 times a year as well. You know, now he loses to Canelo, sits out for the rest of the year, as opposed to coming back against somebody in December, you know. He's just going to sit out and wait and hope he can get the fight in May. You know, I'm not digging that aspect of boxing. Anyway, let me know what you guys think of Canelo Triple G 3 if they fight. I think Triple G will go to DAZN from what I heard. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.